Well, hey there, everybody. I didn't expect to see you there. David Nuno here with TexAgs Rewind. Nick Savage behind the glass. Good morning to you. Or not good morning, good afternoon, good whatever. What's going on, Nick?
Oh, nothing. Just, can we do good morning twice? Zoe's here.
Zoe, hey,
Zoe.
Zoe.
Hey, wait, I got a bone to pick with you. You always say thanks, Nick Savage, but you never say thanks to Zoe.
You know
What's
why?
up with that?
I'll tell you exactly why. A, Zoe doesn't say a word to me when she's here. Doesn't say hello, doesn't make eye contact, doesn't come in the studio.
She's locked in, dude.
Well, she's locked in. Let me just see. I don't know when she's there. There's been times I've walked back there. She's not there.
Because she's got to go do learning.
My thanks to Zoe Bess. There you go.
Nice.
So now you made it awkward.
No. That's your fault for ignoring her.
I have noticed you've gotten more cocky recently. A little more cocky. A little more comfortable, which is good for the show. But our friendship, I don't know.
I didn't know we were friends. Anyways, what was on the show today, David?
This guy, a little cocky. Charean Williams. You know she's a Hall of Famer, Nick. Did you know that?
I did not. Well, no, I did know that, actually.
Yeah. I mean, just read the copy that's up on the screen when we have her on there. Jamie McCoy. You know he played tight end, right?
I did.
Okay. Brandon Leone. You know he does straight talking, right?
He does.
Okay. And we got to know a little bit about the Gamecocks. Ben Portnoy.
Yeah.
You didn't want to respond to that one?
No, I mean, he was good. He's apparently said a tight end's name wrong or something.
No,
so.
I think that text was about something else. I think it was maybe Jimbo. I don't know. It doesn't matter. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, just watch the rewind. You'll get it all out. Well, you'll figure it all out. You know what I mean.
Oh, I think it's huge. It's just a game that you have to win, and if you do, then you get some momentum going into Ole Miss and the rest of your season, and you could close out in a really big way. And if you don't win it, obviously you're sitting with the losing record and not at all what you expected. And then there's a lot of question marks. So you can end some of those question marks, at least for a week, with an answer. And the answer is winning this game and winning this game in a big way. But any kind of win is a good win. Just go out there and play really well. And I do think that they will play really well this week. I really believe that after a week off and getting some confidence and some belief in themselves after what they did against Alabama, I truly think that there are no moral losses. I get that, but I just think that you come out of that game thinking we can play with anybody. We just have to go do it. We can't just, sit back and wait and all those things and play like we did hurt ourselves earlier in the year. We have to go play, and we have to play well to have a chance to win, but we can beat anybody. And when you have that belief, I just think it's huge.
Do you think we'll see some Connor Wegman in this game? Yesterday, Jimbo said that Haynes should be good to go, but at some point, I feel like they're going to give him a look. Maybe this week, maybe later on in the season. When do you think it's going to happen?
No, I think this is a great week to do it. However you do it, whether he starts, whether he comes in, whether he, plays, however you do it, I think it's time to get him some snaps, time to see what he can do. And you have had the bye week, and it's a great week to do it. And surely they worked with him all last week on things, and he got more reps than he normally would in practice and all those things. I think it's a great week to do it. It's not against one of those teams. It's a better team for him to come in and do it. You'd rather it be at home, but it's not. But it is a better team to do it against than say Ole Miss the next week. So yeah, I think it's a great week to do it. I'm going to be surprised if they don't give him at least a series or two or maybe more. I'm going to be really, really surprised if they don't. It's time. It's time to see what he has. It's time to get him reps. And frankly, it's time to start looking a little bit at 2023 and what the future holds with this team. I mean, 2022 it's not over yet, but it's not what anyone expected, and you're not competing for the SEC title, and you're not competing for the national title. So start getting some of these freshmen more reps than maybe they would have at this point, and let them start getting ready for 2023, because it's going to be a routine for, you hope, for 2023.
Did you ever come back to the huddle and be like, hey, this dude is pressing me like this. This is what he's doing. Instead of, running the normal route, I'm going to cut it out this way. Would you ever do things like that were kind of off script?
Oh, yeah. You kind of it's funny you mentioned that. Going back to I can remember us playing Oklahoma State at home, And I knew running my corner route that I want to say the guy's last name was Sexton. Anytime I gave a nod to the inside, he was biting all over it. So the corner route was there. We actually hit a touchdown on it. And then we came back and almost had a touchdown before half, but he got his arm in and knocked my arm down and got the ball out. One of the ones I still kick myself about to this day. But no, you absolutely have stuff like that.
I don't think that's what anybody was expecting, and hopefully, we're able to, in the Bright Complex, take inventory of where we are as a team and really try to focus on doing whatever is necessary to change that. I think that that's part of leadership, whether it's in sports, whether it's in business, whether it's leading your family. You got to take a look in the mirror and see, what am I doing that is not putting my team or my family or my business in the best position to succeed? And we are not going to succeed at a high level if those are the numbers that we continue to do on the offensive side of the ball. And so it's up to Jimbo Fisher, it's up to Daryl Dickey and the offensive staff to get things fixed. And, we talk about injuries, we talk about lack of depth, we talk about all that. It's year 5. This is their team. This is who they've built. This is the roster that they've compiled, and it's up to them to get out there and execute with it. Year 2, year 3, if you go back and read everything that I was writing and posting, it was like, hey, chill out. Jimbo is tackling a huge order and playing in the SEC West against teams that have recruited at a top 5 level consistently for years and years and years. We've never recruited at a level like this before, not at least in my generation since I've been around. And we're not executing. And that's just all there is to it. And look, we don't want to focus on the negative. We want to focus on the positives. They have an opportunity to turn a negative into a positive. They go win this game in South Carolina and finish this season undefeated. You can salvage the season. You can show and capitalize on those things that we are all encouraged by going and finishing strong and winning. But what we need to see, again, I'm saying that like I'm demanding something. I'm just a fan like all of us. What we hope to see is that they're willing to make the changes necessary to move this offense forward. We have got to move the football. If the defense is giving you multiple opportunities, extra possessions, short field, you have to capitalize. You have to go and execute. That's the way you win football games. That's the way you win championships. And if you don't, then you're 8-4, and you're talking about execution and injuries and making excuses. So that's kind of my thoughts on everything.
That's $1 million question because we're 6 games into the season, and I think we still don't know what the hell South Carolina is. And I think that's such an interesting place to be, right? Because this is a team that, when you look at what they are on paper, right? They're a better football team than they were a year ago. I think they're more talented. They've got more pieces. The obvious point, sort of measuring stick, is pointing to Spencer Rattler, who's more talented at quarterback than anyone they had on the roster last year. But again, kind of like you said, who has South Carolina beaten so far? You beat a Kentucky team without Will Levis and played a really good game in that game. I think that the score doesn't necessarily show how much South Carolina really did dominate that game. That was a game that really was never in doubt. There was maybe one possession in the second half where you felt like Kentucky might have a chance, but really that was a game that South Carolina was way out ahead of. And was on top most of the way. And I think that that's sort of an important piece of that. But again, like you said, they got run off the field by Georgia, which has happened to most people, and lost at Arkansas in a game that was close in the second half and was a pretty good game. And I do think Arkansas is a better team than maybe their record might indicate. They've obviously played a really tough schedule. But I do think you're right. I think that South Carolina is still sort of in this weird middle ground of, they've beaten Kentucky without Will Levis, but how much stock do you put into that? And they've beaten 3 non-conference opponents that you would expect them to beat in Georgia State and Charlotte and South Carolina State. So it's a little bit hard to get a real read on this team. I think that they're better than they were a year ago. I don't think for the most part they're going to get run off the field by most teams the rest of the year. I think they're going to be competitive. I think they're going to be, in most of the games they play. But it's definitely, again, it's sort of crazy that we can be halfway through the season and still not really know what this South Carolina team is. But I do think that's kind of the case right now.
Hey, so Nick, I think that's your name, right? Can you have Zoe tell the people what to do?
Yeah, sure can.
Comment, subscribe, and share it wherever, like Facebook, Instagram.
Zoe, do you agree Nick's gotten a little cocky? A little bit.
He's getting more comfortable, I think. Okay. He's actually showing us his personality now.
Well, you actually gave me a real answer. I was hoping we would go back and forth and make fun of Nick. You actually answered the question. No, I think he's totally comfortable. So Nick, tell the people to say goodbye or whatever.
We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, like, subscribe, grow the YouTube channel. That's what I've been trying to do. So help me out. Thanks.
Thank you.